This is how I survived in Thailand with only $7. After living in a small village for almost 5 months, not making any income, I was running out of money. I was down to my last $50. On January 22nd, I decided to take a risk spending my last $50 on a bus ticket from Chiang Mai to Bangkok, then from Bangkok to Pattaya. That left me with only $7 to my name. I didn't know what to do. I was worried, but I kept my faith and trusted that God would make a way. After making it to Pattaya, I met with a local expat. I told him my story, and he decided to book me a hotel. And things started to get better at this point.
I definitely admire this girl's level of do it because I feel like honestly, if all of us had this tenacity to do something, to take the risk, we could definitely be better off like in any kind of place. But girl, I'm not here to be like the perfect advisor of what you should have done because I feel like some good is still gonna come for her after this. Even though like people are giving her fire for doing this, there's just some good, you guys. I just can feel it. Like I can feel it. There's something with the internet and just blowing up out of this, whatever everything that everybody's saying. To say you should have planned, of course, yeah. You should have planned to the T. Or manifestation is not just about I'm just gonna go out there without having planned. And also, I'm thinking, girl, even if this is a risk, like you could already see your money running down before you went from town to town or country to country, or before you crossed the borders from wherever that you came from. It's just the weirdest. Anyway, let me not just be the only one to talk, you guys. I have put some stitches for you, so let me run those and then I'm gonna be back.
Did y'all see that black lady who's homeless in Thailand right now? So she flew to Japan and realized Japan was too expensive, so she decided to move to Thailand. And after a month, she ran out of money and now she's homeless in Thailand. First of all, she moved with no plan, no job, no nothing. And then you make a TikTok about it, expecting us to feel bad, but I mean, obviously, like, I feel bad because I don't want anybody to be homeless. But, girl, why would you move out of the country with just a couple $1,000s and think you're going to live off that your entire life? Like, make it make sense. We got to do better.
I got on live yesterday and someone asked me if I had seen the video about the black woman who ended up homeless in Thailand. And since I talk a lot about living abroad and having moved abroad and lived in multiple countries, including in Asia, let's talk about this. It was absolutely stupid and dangerous, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. The person moved to Japan knowing nothing about the culture, nothing about the cost of living, realizing that Japan is one of the most expensive countries in the world. Popped on over to Thailand, which is probably where they should have started, and said that they were homeless, that they only had $7 to their name. Now, number one, I tell the story all the time that when I moved to Cairo, Egypt, I moved on a one-way ticket and I had $400 to my name. But with that story, I always warn people, don't do that. Especially since we have lived in a global pandemic and currently through multiple wars and genocides. Why ever you will put yourself in a position to where you can't get yourself back to the United States is wild. And in addition with my story of booking a one-way ticket to Cairo, Egypt, I also got a job the day after I landed. Before I moved abroad, I lived in 4 states. And there was at no point that I would move from one state to the next and not be leveling up. But to move halfway around the world with no knowledge of what it is that you're doing except to make some content is wild. Between the man who was living in the storage unit and the lady that moved to Houston to become an influencer, I'm starting to believe that this struggle content is like a ploy to get people to sympathize so that way you could just get some money. And for those of you who are wondering if there's a way to get back home if you don't have any money, there is. The U.S. Embassy will certainly give you an emergency flight if you need one. However, as I have stated on my platform time after time again, you will owe them. And if you don't reimburse them back for that emergency flight, they will take your passport. But also, what if you can't get home and you out here panhandling in somebody else's country? Have y'all not watched Locked Up Abroad? I am confusion.
Y'all see that video about that girl who flew to Japan with a one-way ticket and no money and ended up realizing that Japan was too expensive for her and ended up going to Thailand where she's now homeless? I'm gonna blame us. I'm gonna blame us for this one. And by us, I mean the manifesting girlies, because we've done a terrible thing. We've done a terrible disservice to people. And that is allowed people to cultivate the idea that manifestation is magic. You know, cultivate the idea that they should just do it for plot and make a vision board and you're good to go. The universe will answer your questions. And what we fail to show people is that manifesting is actually the result of a ridiculous amount of planning. And people have, for some reason, adopted the idea that planning is the antithesis of spontaneity, when in actuality, planning is what makes spontaneity possible. So we're just gonna have to take this L, manifesting girlies, and do a rebrand where we show people the hard work, sleepless nights, numerous sacrifices, careful planning, assessing failing forward that goes into actually manifesting a reality. It's no problem to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to start my new life. But I really want people to understand, as somebody who has pivoted many times, and I feel like I'm in the planning phase of pivot right now, as someone who has pivoted many times, none of it was done without intention and planning and failing and trying again and showing up. It's not magic. I want people to know that that plan could have very well worked. She could have bought herself a one-way ticket to Japan and made it. The purpose of planning, eliminate the opportunities for failure. The plan can still go to shit. It can still be trashed. When you minimize the opportunities for failure and you move with intention, things have a higher chance of working out. So it's not so much that you're planning down to the T. You're simply taking the time to be intentional about removing Fisher-Price ass mistakes, like buying a one-way ticket to Japan with no money. I'm gonna give her credit for gumption. It takes a lot of bravery to do that. But bravery without any plan or intention is irresponsibility. Don't be afraid to plan some shit out.
Given what everybody has said, I'm just gonna say, mark my words, you guys. Like, there's definitely good that's gonna come out of this absurd kind of move that this girl did. Be it I took the risk and did whatever. We've heard many stories, you guys, and somebody will be like, that was just crazy. You cannot do that, but good came out of it. Like, I feel it very strongly. Something good is gonna come for this girl, but definitely you can't just. It feels wrong to say I trusted God for this move and I just had the faith, and so I went out there burning my money from place to place just because I was touring a solo tourist and seeing the world and everything. I just feel it was kind of unfair, but you know, you can't judge somebody's faith against yours. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Otherwise, subscribe to this channel. Do subscribe, yeah? Do subscribe. Let's be family. And I do have more for you. It's coming up. So I'm going to see you in the next video. Okay, bye.